Hi there, welcome back. My name is Miss Hudson and I'm your virtual teacher for 7th grade. And today we're moving on to lesson 12. And as you get started, we always go back to our guiding questions about how is the adolescent brain changing? And how can I make an informed decision about an issue like screen time? And then effectively argue my position. So specifically around that second guiding question with regard to our article this week on growth mindset, really that's a huge focus, gist of the particular article. I think that when we think about screen time, that's like video games and television, social media, sometimes computer time and things like that. And when we think about screen time and growth mindset, it's persevering with a new application of something. If we have to learn a new program or we need to learn a new app, a lot of you just tinker around and you figure it out. Some of us like read the manual, and then we can find YouTube videos and all kinds of things to help us learn our new tools. So, when you think of screen time also around growth mindset, you have a new assignment, maybe you have to create a brochure or create a PowerPoint or something, and it's new. So you have to tinker around to figure it out. And people with a growth mindset can do that more quickly instead of just giving up, getting frustrated, and having a fixed mindset about it. So keep these guiding questions in line every week when we're looking at our articles. Moving on. Today, we're doing lesson 12. And the materials that you will need are your distance learning packet. You'll need that article that we've been reading, Why Your Mindset Matters, along with lesson 12 and your lesson 12 note catcher, along with a pencil. You can pause the video here, and when you have all those materials, come on back and we'll get started with today's lesson. All right. Fantastic. Today, we have one learning target. I can determine the main idea and supporting details of a text. So we're going to be looking at a couple of sections of text and taking the details into consideration and then really focusing on the main idea. So today, we're going to take that same article. I have my copy here, and I know you have your copy too. And we're actually going to read 2 of the sections in the article. So if you turn to page 2, there are 2 sections that I want you to read. One is called, For Example, Look at Babies. And there's a couple of paragraphs about babies and growth mindset. And then the second section is below that. It's called Changing Your Mindset. And that is actually on page 2, and it goes over to page 3 with another paragraph. I'd like you to pause the video here, go reread those 2 sections, take about 5 or 10 minutes, whatever you need, and then you can come back and push play on the video and we'll do the work today. Great. Welcome back. As we begin, I want you to think about the message of this section and what it's mostly about. One section about babies, the other section about changing your own mind. And think about how babies demonstrate their growth mindset and learn differently, sometimes than older people do. And then I'd like you to pause the video and have a conversation and talk with a family member or a caregiver. Remember to focus on mindset and how it makes a difference in our learning. And I want you to talk about these questions that are really going to be the focus of our work today. How do babies demonstrate growth mindset? How does having a fixed mindset limit your achievement? And how does your inner voice help you with growth mindset? You can leave this paused here so you can see those questions, have that conversation, and then when you're done, come on back and we'll do the writing portion of our lesson today. All right, fantastic. Welcome back. Go ahead and open up your distance learning packet to the Lesson 12 note catcher. And here you're going to write notes from the 2 sections of today's reading for the prompts in each box. The 2 sections from the article are, for example, look at babies and changing your mindset. Keep in mind, these notes will support your writing assignment at the end of the week. So keeping track of lesson 10, 11, and 12 will help you with lesson 14 at the end of this week. So pause the video here and go ahead and fill in your 4-part note catcher now from those 2 sections of the reading. Take about 15 minutes to do that, and then come on back and we'll finish out the lesson. Your note catcher specifically has four parts. The first part says, why are babies the best example of growth mindset? And then, what did Dweck and her team discover about middle school students and math class? The third part is, why is it dangerous to label people as dumb or smart? More than, that's not nice, right? There's actually something in your reading about that. And lastly, really drilling deep into that main idea, how can you change the voice in your head to be more growth-oriented? Embrace challenges. Okay, pause the video. I'll see you back here in about 15 minutes. That's great. Thank you so much. What I want to focus on, just as a little bit of a support, is the second box. What did Dweck and her team discover about middle school students and math class? It was in the second paragraph of that section under babies. Dweck and her team discovered that middle school students with growth mindset do better in math because they're not afraid of failing. They're okay making mistakes and they're okay struggling. And if it's hard, it's good. Like if it's difficult and challenging and you're nearing breakdown in tears, that's what happens to me with math. That means I'm learning and I shouldn't be upset. I should be like embracing it and trying to look for the good and the solution. So it's really helped me in embracing and understanding that when things are difficult, I'm in a place of learning. It's not about me and feeling fragile and unaccomplished. It's really about learning is hard sometimes. It doesn't always come easy for everyone. And so if you're in a struggle trying to learn something like a language or math or something in science or social studies, if it's hard, you're learning. And so if you're reading something that's really challenging, but it's hard and it doesn't feel good, it's probably because you're learning. So Carol Dweck really helps me out along these lines. So I hope you filled out some serious ideas on your note catcher, and I hope that you will now share your writing with someone and explain what you've learned during your task today. This is really about how you can even support the people around you with being more growth-oriented about their mindset. So don't let that creep voice enter into your head, creeping in, saying, I can't. I've learned through Carol Dweck's research that I can do all kinds of things that I didn't think I could do. And when you're done with the conversation, make sure you do some reading for your own pleasure, your own interest. You could do that online, or you could do that with something around the house. And also do your fluency practice again today, if you don't mind. Go back to the start of your article, why your mindset matters, and time yourself for 60 seconds and see if you get a little further in the article. If you play my game, you're going to see that your numbers are going up, up, up. You're reading more and more words, your fluency is improving, and your brain is just getting better. It's growth mindset. I'll see you again very soon.